Okay, so we're back. And whoever sent me the energy to pull down my edges, thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. So yeah, because I was like, I was looking, I saw it, especially with the run back. I was like, what is happening? But anyway, back to the thing. So in this video, I wanted to talk to you about a certain age. Like, what age is haunting you? There's an age that, or level, because age makes us all compete about this old young thing. It's a certain level. There was a certain level where pieces of you got left. Like when I do age clearings for myself, it was 46. And I had to go back to 46 and find out, yo, what the hell happened at 46? And I would unpack it, and then I would clear specific things that happened when I was 46. Like I always say, you got to muscle test. Everything, you got to learn the muscle test. Locks for yes, opens for no. Locks for yes, opens for no. You got to learn the muscle test, because then you'll have a clear understanding of what age it is. Or you could just sit, do your way of meditating, and just sit and just go through the ages and stages and memories that come up. Whatever memories come up, just ask before you sit down, just ask out loud. You don't have to believe in spirits, you don't have to do anything. Just ask out loud, what age do you want me to see? That's it. What age, if you don't want to muscle test, you don't want to do anything, you just want to sit in meditation, sit there and go, what age do, don't even say it out loud. Say it in your head over and over again and watch the movie. Once you start seeing the movie, don't interrupt it. Just watch it, and watch it like a watcher. Don't watch it like a critic. Because if you watch it like a critic, you might get trapped in it. Does that make sense? And then it comes out with you. But what they're trying to show you is something happened at that age or level of your life that you need to address. You need to clear, you need to unpack, you need to remember, so that it doesn't mess up the rest of the line. There's a kink in the line, kind of like when you water your plants. Thank God for rain. I haven't had to water my plants in a couple of days. But anyway, when you're pulling the hose and no water's coming out, there's a kink in the line. So what has to happen is you have to go down the line of the rope of the hose and find the kink. And then you open it up, and then it'll start flowing again. It's the same thing with energy clearing. That level or age where the kink is, you have to go down there, hire a person like me. If you're like, oh, I don't want to do it myself, hire someone like me, and then we'll find it and then clear it so that the line can go straight through. Does that make sense? So you have, because I heard someone go, well, why do I have to do this? This is why you have to do it. There's a kink in the line somewhere, and you're constantly fighting up here, talking about, I'm doing the energy work, I don't understand why I have a problem. You're clearing for the age you are right now. You're not clearing for the ages that came before you. You have to clear the line. The line can't have any kinks or any clogs in it, because if it does, it's not going to flow as freely and as right and as downstream as it is in the present. Does that make sense? People are like, oh, don't go to the past, don't go to the past. Don't go to the past and just stay there. If you're just going to go to the past just to sit there and just stay there, don't do that. But if you're going to the past to find out what happened, how it happened, understand it from a higher perspective, and clear whatever's in there, 100%. That's how you do it. And then you clear what's in there, and then you it clears the line. It clears the line further. And then you keep doing. That's all I've been doing. People are like, oh, how does your skin look the way it does? I do energy clearing. How do you stay upbeat even though a whole bunch of shit is happening around you? Energy clearing, because I'm only dealing with what's happening now. If you don't clear your energy, You are dealing with stuff that happened when you were a kid. You're dealing with stuff that happened to your parents when they were kids. You're dealing with stuff that somebody who didn't like your parents put on them. You're dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff. And then you're dealing with life right now. I used to go nuts. I used to have a really bad temper. My temper used to be really, my temper was legendary. And I think I might have turned into a punk. I think I might have turned into a punk because now it's more like I'm looking at you like, what are we doing right? Like I'm already psychoanalyzed this whole conversation, and I'm like, yeah, this is not even worth my time right now. So you go with God, and I just leave, or I'm sitting there going, okay, this seems like a good investment, and I'm taking it from that way. But I do that now because I don't have there's still some residue, but I don't have that clogged and kinked childhood shit and or young adult or middle-aged adult. I don't have all that stuff clogging the line. I don't. And it moves freely. Everybody's always talking about, oh, I gotta eat well, so my everything flows right. Yeah, but you can eat the best ever. If your energy is not okay, you're not going anywhere. You're not doing much. You have to clear the physical parts and the software as well. And the energy is the software. This is not medical advice. I am not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I did and what I'm doing. But I need you to find the age that haunts you. If you, and it's usually the age that you keep talking about, good or bad. You keep talking about. If you're talking about it in a good way, you miss being that person. You might miss being that person, or you might miss whatever transpired in that time. The way you felt, the way you saw yourself. And that's not good either, because that's a kink in the line. You can't stay here. You had to take this and evolve into something else. Does that make sense? You can't stay here. You got to evolve. But if you stay here, you're not going to evolve. You're going to want this. And this you can't get on because you're stuck and stalled on the road. The road has to move. The road doesn't stay still. Does that make sense? So you have to find the age that haunts you. I found a couple of them. I know one for me was 12, which I was so mad. The mom in me was so mad because I was like, yo, she was 12. She was 12, god damn it. I was like, and it's like because you're seeing it, like I said, you're seeing the movie. You're just sitting and you're watching the movie, and then I heard someone in my head, how do I heal it? If you don't do energy clearing and you don't go to a practitioner, what you would do is, of course, I'm going to give you the answer. What you would do is you would go into the memory, right? You would go into the memory. You would take you as a little girl or a little boy or young adult, whether who you are, and you would counsel them until they understand. Counsel them until they understand. Everything that you hear them say to you or you see them say in the movie, don't get upset. Just counsel them. Counsel them. Do what you got to do to the people around them. Punch the person in the face that's hurting them. Do whatever you got to do. And then you seal that memory. That memory's done because you came and you rescued you. Because I know for me, especially as a child, I was always waiting for someone to rescue me. I was always waiting for someone to come and be like, come on, Keisha, you deserve better than this. This is not how it's supposed to be. No, don't do that to her. And that never came. It didn't. It never came. And it like happened like once and I was astonished, but it wasn't enough to change the atmosphere of my life. So I was never rescued. So what did I do? I became a rescuer. I started like I said in a video before, the relationships that was in before, I was there to rescue someone. I was there to save someone. They weren't there for me. I was there for them. Do you understand? And it's like, I didn't believe that at the time, but now that I'm looking at it and I'm going over it and I'm seeing it from both sides, I see how I caused it. I caused it because they showed me who they were. They told me who they were, and I was like, "Nah, I can fix it." And it's like, "No, you don't want to be this person." And then what I realized was, yeah, they did. And it is not your job to change anyone. It is not your job to change anyone. It is not. It is their job to want to change and seek out knowledge in order to change. That's not your job. It's not your job to change them. Whether they want to change or not, that's on them. Some people like who they are and they pretend like they don't. They pretend like they don't, but they love it. You can see it in their eyes, the exhilaration when it happens. They love that shit. But they because they feel guilty for loving it. Just own the shit. Like, you love it, just own it. But they don't. So you and the used to be me would try to change it. I'd be like, "Oh no, I can show you how to make it the way you want it." They don't want it that way. Because if they wanted it that way, they would do it that way. But they don't want it that way. So for me, I was always looking to be saved. And I at 12, especially at 12, I was looking to be saved, and I it was coming from all sides, and I didn't know what the hell to do. So I imploded. And I had to go back into that memory and talk to her. I had to talk to her. I'd be like, "Nah, these people are fucking crazy." Like, I need you to understand, these people ain't okay. And I cleared whatever trapped emotions she had. I had to go into the memory. I had to go into that age, that level. I had to go into it and watch it and then fix it. Those are for people who can't muscle test, or can't just meditate on that. That's the stuff that you need to meditate on. Rewriting your brain, rewriting the wiring of your brain can't really tell the difference. You understand? You're rewriting code. You just rewrite the code. All right, on that note, like, wrap it up. Stay blessed, deuces, and I'm out.